Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Be Honest podcast. Today I have Victoria Sabovitch. Did I say that right?
You sure did.
Period. She's known on social media for being gay as fuck. Literally says that in her bio. Posting cute relationship content, having her own social media management agency, and posting fire fits. I'm excited to have you on and learn more about you. So let's just dive in. So everyone, welcome Victoria.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Hello, of course. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. Guys, if anyone's listening, we're authentic over here on Let's Be Honest. And we had some technical difficulties in the beginning, gotta love technology, but we're here and we're doing it. So
But quick fix. It's all good.
hopefully the audio is amazing. First, we're going to talk about your sexuality, your wedding that you're planning, because yes, Victoria is engaged. We'll get into that. And her partner. So first question, when did you know you were gay? Just straight up.
So I actually didn't realize I was gay until I was probably like 21. So definitely a little bit of a late bloomer. But the second I realized I was gay, I feel like everything started clicking. When you start thinking back to your childhood and you're like, gay as fuck. Gay. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely started connecting some dots there. So yeah, no, it was definitely like later in life. But yeah.
Okay.
I feel like truly so many people knew, just nobody decided to tell me. And that's so rude. Like, guys, I would have loved to know when I was 7 that you thought I was gay, because you were correct.
You're like, it would have saved me so many like days of questioning. Like, you would have helped me.
All the mistakes of men, like everything. You just like,
girl, the mistakes of the men, don't even get me started. Like, that's a whole different like episode.
Truly.
Okay, so you were a little late bloomer. When was like, I guess, I don't know, like you knew you were gay when you said 21?
Yeah, around that age. I don't know. I can't remember. It was during COVID. I
Okay.
feel like that's when probably a lot of people realized, because, you just had more time to self-reflect.
Totally. It's funny. I just had someone on and they said the same thing. They were like, it was COVID and I just was forced to be with myself and like think
Really?
about like everything. And
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, because you were just alone with your thoughts. There was nothing else to do except
Literally.
think about everything. So
COVID was the craziest time of my life. Like, it was so like random and crazy. Like, we lived through a pandemic. Like, that's crazy.
It's like a fever dream, truly.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, my question, so you figured out that you were gay when you were 21, but what made you realize like, okay, I'm gay? Like, what was the moment where you were like, oh, okay, I'm gay?
I think honestly a lot of it was scrolling on TikTok. I did end up on gay TikTok very quickly, which obviously sparked a couple emotions and thoughts, and of being like, oh, I really find that person attractive. And I was like, am I gay?
You're like, this is interesting.
Like, wait, I kind of sort of think that, maybe I like that a little too much. So
okay, so it was just
it was like prime like queer talk, thirst trap, friends, that kind of vibe. So yeah, definitely it started tapping into some thoughts that I hadn't thought before.
I feel like that's pretty common. I feel like a lot of people that I know are like, how am I on the gay side of TikTok? And like, they're not gay yet. And I'm like,
well,
girl.
The thing is, if you just think about it a little bit longer, you could probably figure out why.
Yeah, it's like, let's try to dive into this a little bit deeper. Let's figure this out, and I promise we will come to the solution.
100%. You did watch a video a little longer than you should have, or that you thought you should have, and now you're here. So,
yep. And TikTok
community.
TikTok knows.
It does.
It does. It does now. Okay, so 21, scrolling, you're like, oh, so you start to realize that you may be into women,
Mhm.
period. Okay.
Yeah.
What was your coming out story?
Honestly, I feel like my coming out story was pretty dragged along because it was kind of like I dabbled in like telling a couple people, some like close friends, and then it was probably like an 8-month process, truly. It was wild. It started with like close friends, then I told my sisters, and then I told my parents. Um and for my parents, I don't know why, I was just like so nervous. So I brought them cupcakes with little rainbow icing, and I was like, I like women. um And the only thing that my dad said to me in that moment was, "Okay, do you have a girlfriend?" Like,
He's like, let me know.
yeah,
Tell
he's
me.
like, like, "Cool, sick." And I was like, no, I'm working on it. Thank you so much. I'll let you know when I do." Um, but yeah, no, it was just
Yeah, so it was drug out, but was it good? Did you have like support when you came
yes,
out?
yes, thankfully. Um, yeah, no, everybody was very supportive, and again, that was when people started being like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'm glad this isn't a shocker to you guys.
Yeah. You're like, everyone knew but me. What?
Yeah. Thank you
I
so
love that. I
yeah.
love that. Honestly, that probably made it a little bit easier though. Like if everyone kind of knew
Yeah.
and then you come out, it's kind of like they already knew it was coming. So,
No,
like, you know what I mean?
I remember my mom, like, I hadn't told my aunt because I hadn't seen her, whatever, it doesn't matter. And my mom called her and was like, "So, like, Victoria has a new partner," and she goes, "She's dating a woman." And I was,
You said, "Excuse
"What
me?"
do you know? What do you mean?"
So funny. I see on TikTok it's like when you hear someone use the word partner, you kind of get like you're like, "Oh, you're part of the community." It's like that sound. I forgot what it's
Yes.
what'd you say?
No, like, that's exactly the second somebody says partner, I'm like, "Oh, you're gay." But then recently, there have been a lot of people just saying it, and then I'm like, "Oh, gay," and then they're like, "My husband," and I'm like,
You're like, "You can't
"Oh,
say that."
yeah. What do you mean?"
Yeah, you're like, "Partner, that's your husband. He's not your partner."
I thought you were gay. Sorry. My God.
Yeah, no, honestly, I say partner because, I'm a homosexual. So
Yeah.
I say partner. And I feel like maybe that should be my hot take that straight people shouldn't use the word partner.
I support it. I do. I really do.
It confuses people, like it's for the queer community,
It, like, it's
It
just like
is
a soft way to say I'm gay.
exactly without having to be like my girlfriend or my wife.
No, literally. I
Yeah,
I agree, but
I agree.
yeah.
I love that. That's so funny. Okay, so the straight people, you guys can keep saying it. I was just kidding, but I kind of have some truth behind that. Okay, so you are engaged to Jamie Fine. Is that her last name, Fine, or is that how you say it?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And if people don't know who that is, can you kind of give the listeners just like a little description of your partner?
Yeah, my partner. She's an artist. She's a singer, a singer-songwriter, um, who has had a very lovely career in Canada and randomly in South Africa. But yeah, no, she's just a little pop artist. She does the gay anthems. I mean, she might kill me for
Period.
saying that, but um really trying to dive into the queer community with her fans right now, which is amazing.
Yeah, I
But
love that.
yeah, she's
Period.
a talented little bean.
She's just a talented little chicken nugget. We love that. Okay, so how did you guys meet?
I slid in her DMs.
Period. As you should. We love that.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty risky that day, I guess. I was going through a phase. It was also in COVID that like I was like, who cares? Literally, like, what's the worst that could happen? I send somebody a message and they just never respond. Oh, my god, tough day.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to swear, right? That's okay. Okay, amazing. Yeah, no, I literally was like, the worst that's gonna happen is either she's never gonna see it, she's not gonna respond. I mean, I guess the worst that could happen is she responds and says, "Ew, get away from me."
Yeah, but that would never happen.
That would never happen. Like, at that point, you have too much time. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I like came across her one day. I knew her music from years before, and I kind of just like got reintroduced to her music, and then I was like, you know what? Okay, like she's so cute. So I sent her a message asking how to get her attention, and then she gave it to me, and I said,
Wait,
nice.
wait. Reverse.
Yeah.
So your message was, how can I get your
I
attention?
said, how do I get your attention?
I mean, straight to the point.
Straight shooters over here. I
Straight
was
shooters.
I was sparing no time. I said, I want it. How do I get it?
I love that. You know what? I like that. How can I get your attention? That's actually kind of a good one.
I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I did it. And here we are. She followed me back and she gave me attention and now we're engaged. So
I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so yeah, so you guys met. Or that's how you guys met. Obviously, y'all met. So that's how you guys met. When was like the first time? Was this long distance, or did y'all start long distance?
yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
where were y'all living at the time?
So we live in Ottawa now, which
Okay.
is I don't know if you know like a lot of Canadian geography, but so Ottawa is the capital of Canada.
Okay.
It's in Ontario. I was living closer to Toronto. And so I was there, she was here. We honestly didn't meet for like a couple months. And then the second I came down, I just never left.
So
In
gay.
true fashion. In true gay fashion. Yeah.
True gay fashion. That's so funny. I think, who was it? I talked to somebody on my podcast a while back and they literally said the same thing. They were doing long distance and they were like, then I just stayed. I just did not leave. And I was like,
Literally. And the thing is, like, we didn't like traditionally U-Haul. I moved close to where she lived. I lived like a half hour away from her because I was like, okay, our relationship is getting serious, but I refuse to move in. So I moved still 5 hours away from where I was to just be half an hour away. I'm like,
mhm.
should have just waited a couple more months and just moved. Yeah.
But you didn't move in with her. So
Yeah.
technically it's not a U-Haul, but you still moved like,
We U-Hauled the relationship, just not our belongings.
and you know what? That's okay.
It felt right.
It does, and you know that's all that matters. So many gay people, they get shit for U-Hauling, and it's like I get it because unfortunately there are a lot of like couples I see that are gay that like they get together and they U-Haul really quickly, and then like
It-
unfortunately it doesn't work out, and it's
yeah.
really unfortunate.
Yes.
But there's the good ones, and I'm just like, if you're passionate about it, you're passionate. If you think it's gonna work, just do it. We live on a floating rock.
Like, who cares?
Who cares?
You move again.
Just
It's
pick up your stuff and move. Yeah. God, this is probably not good advice. Okay.
no, yeah. Take everything with a grain of salt.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so tell us the story behind the proposal.
Oh my god. Okay, so I almost ruined the proposal for myself because I'm the worst. I am impossible to surprise, which is infuriating for literally every single person around me.
Mhm.
And so the few months leading up to the proposal, I kind of like she had just like dropped little hints here and there. Not that she was proposing, but things that I was like, that is so
Doesn't add up.
random. But
Yeah.
also like that plus this definitely equals that. So interesting. Yeah, she had like there were so many lies that went into this proposal. Obviously not in a malicious way, but
Yeah.
she had told me somebody else was proposing to their partner and they wanted to do this hotel proposal. And I was like, oh my God, so exciting. So I made a whole Pinterest board for these people for their proposal. So I
For these
basically
people.
actually organized the proposal myself.
You know what? Wait, that's actually smart.
But she didn't even intentionally do that. It's because
Oh.
apparently I opened her Pinterest and it said hotel proposals in like the search. I never saw it, never would have picked up on it. So she came up with this whole lie being like, oh my God, this person is proposing. And I was like, oh my God, so exciting. But then probably 3 weeks later, she goes, oh, like we have a brand deal with this hotel called Le Germain, and we should do it over the holidays. And they just want us to go and get some content, whatever. And I was like, hotel? We're going to a hotel. Okay. Interesting. And there was just like so many small things that just like added up. And I was like, okay, like maybe that's what's coming. Then I get a text from her mom being like, okay, December 24th, I've booked us all in to get our nails done. And I was like, I know you do this every year, but this is the first year that we've actually gotten to do it.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
why are we going on Christmas Eve? Like, what's the
Yeah.
one it? Anyway, so at that point, I was like, oh my God, like, am I gonna get engaged? So I obviously got my nails done nicely, but also I was like still kind of skeptical. And then the day I get my nails done, immediately the thumbnail broke off. And they were closed until the day we were going to the hotel.
Yeah.
And so I come out and I'm looking at Jamie and I'm like, oh,
You're like,
I'm like, just in case you wanted to know, my nail just broke. And she was like, the way my heart shattered into pieces because she looked at me dead in the eye and was like, that's okay. Like, why does that matter? Like, your nails don't need to look good for anything. And I was like,
you're like, "Wait."
they don't.
You're like, "Wait." Yeah.
Okay, that sucks, I guess. Um, so at that point, my dream is shattered. I was like, okay, I'm not getting engaged. And then she, at that point, realized that I had some sort of feeling that it was going to happen. So she doubled down, and asked me, she was like, um, are you disappointed that we're not getting engaged this year? And then I started sobbing.
You're like, "Wait."
Actually, you know what? When you put it like that, yes, I am. Um, Literally, we were 2 days out from the proposal. So she was really just trying to reel me back. So at that point, I had no idea. I went to the hotel. I was like taking all the content. I'm like taking videos and pictures because I'm like, okay, it's just a brand deal.
Yeah.
Amazing, so fun. So she was like, okay, they want us to really focus on the restaurant aspect. So we're gonna go and have some dinner and have some drinks. But they're gonna put us in this little private area so we can just do all the content that we need to without it being interrupted. And I was like, okay, great. And then I was walking in and I look over and I see a camera and I'm like, huh.
Mhm.
And then she opened the curtains and then there was candles everywhere and the ring and it was beautiful. Our
Oh.
friend CMAC, who does all of her photos, he was there taking pictures, had the photographer or the videographer, and then so she proposed and I turn around and my entire family walks in, all of my best friends. She did such a good job. Um,
She did the damn
she did
thing.
the damn thing. She really
Oh, yeah.
did. It was
Yeah, me and my partner, we talk about the engagement all the time, like her proposing to me, and I don't think she'll be able to keep it a secret either. Like I seriously, I'm like the type where I'm like, I will know. I will figure this out.
it's so hard because as soon as you kind of like get to that part in your relationship where you're like, okay, truly it's a matter of time.
Mhm.
It's so hard because
Mhm.
yes, your brain is now wired to pick up on the things that you never would have before and be like,
Mhm.
hmm.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, and I never get my nails done ever. So whenever she mentions something, I'm gonna be like,
Oh, okay. I know what's
yeah.
happening.
Yeah, which I mean, I know it's gonna be happening like this year. And I told her, it's funny, I told her I wanted it to happen before summer.
We have 3
I'm like,
we're running out of time.
I'm like, excuse me.
Okay, well, start getting
Um,
your nails done now.
yeah, I know. I should probably start getting them done soon, but
Um,
no, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, you're probably not gonna be able to hide it from me, and like that's okay. Like I'm still gonna be so excited and
yeah.
so happy when it actually happens,
Oh
you
my
know?
god. I also feel like there's like something nice about knowing. So you can go in feeling your best and looking the
Mhm,
way you want and all of that. Like I
mhm.
think regardless, as long as it's happening, it's good.
Yeah.
It's
And when did this proposal happen?
December 27th. So just
Okay, so
yeah, just a couple
like
months.
this December?
Yeah. So 4 months ago, I guess. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been 4 months already.
Can I see the ring?
Oh my god, she
Oh
did
my god.
a good job.
She did the damn thing
The damn
in all aspects.
truly well, and she got it custom made, so it just is perfect. It's literally everything I've ever wanted. Three
Oh my
weeks into our
god.
relationship, she was like, "You should probably make a Pinterest board of rings that you want."
You're like, okay.
No problem.
You're like, done, here you go.
Yeah, it's already made. Actually, I'll just add it to you.
I'll just add it to the cart,
Yeah,
put your card on file, period.
yeah, you're good. You're good.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh my god.
Okay, so when we were on the phone, you were talking about how you and Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay, gosh, sorry. I
That's okay.
feel like I've talked to so many people this weekend. I'm like,
Who is who?
um, yeah, I was like, wait. Okay, so you and Jamie obviously are getting married.
Yeah.
So you were thinking about having the wedding in Austin, and since I'm from Austin, you were kind of asking me about it, and you said that whenever you were calling venues and asking them if they've done or if they do queer weddings, a lot of them said no. So
Yeah.
like what was like did you just straight up call and you were like, "Hey, like me and my partner, we're two girls and we're wanting to get married. Do y'all like how did that process go?"
So we actually are going a little bit of a different route. We're doing an Airbnb. We're looking at like estate properties, where we can host a lot of people because we want to have our like bachelorette the few days leading up with our friends still in the same place that we're going to get married. So we were reaching out to a lot of estate homes being like, hey, we're looking to get married, we want to have a wedding of this size, we are two women, like is that something you guys would be open to? And a lot of them said no.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was actually really crazy. I mean, obviously, given what's going on in the US right now, it wasn't like a complete shock. But I think the second we actually got a few no's, we were like, no,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Which is crazy because Austin is such an accepting part of Texas. Like it's extremely accepting. Like me
Yeah,
and my partner, we go out and we I don't think we've ever really gotten l- looked down on or like been like felt weird besides like of course like older men that are just weird and like want to sexualize us, but like there's no like homophobia that has happened towards us, which I'm sure it obviously still happens in Austin,
yeah,
but it's so accepting. It's so open.
yeah.
Like
Which
it's
is
literally
why,
called like Keep Austin Weird because we're just like there's just it's just a melting pot of a bunch of different cultures and people. Um but when you said like, y'all are thinking about like different areas, I was like, yeah, there are certain areas where I'm like, yeah, that can be a little bit more conservative, which
yeah.
is unfortunate because it can be such a beautiful area.
Well, and like that's why we really wanted to do it there. We've actually decided that we're going to do it closer to where we live. Um, just we don't want a bajillion people crossing the border and potentially having any issues. Um, but
Mhm.
also just easier travel times for people that also live around here. But yeah, during the process, it was just interesting
Yeah.
because I mean, I'm assuming where we were reaching out to was likely a more conservative area, which like we don't know where those are. We don't have any sense of like
Yeah.
Texas geography. So um yeah, we had found one. It was in Dripping Springs and they were very, very kind. It was a beautiful home. And we were so excited to do it there, but we've had to kind of
Yeah.
redirect a little bit, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. And I mean, I've heard different pockets of Texas not being so accepting, but yeah, we were definitely because the filter was Austin, so everything kind of around it is what was popping
Yeah.
up. So we were still thinking that it wouldn't be an issue, but a lot of people were like, no,
They're like, don't do it.
we
Yeah.
guys.
Y- See, and you'd have had so much fun. Like if you were gonna do your bachelorette party like in Austin, like this is like the place to come. So it is unfortunate that like it's not happening anymore. I'm not trying to say that like whatever you decide to do is going to be amazing and beautiful,
Yeah,
but
no, of course.
Austin, you guys do have to come visit Austin someday though, because it is so much
Yes.
fun. There's so many things to do.
Yeah,
Like it's amazing.
it's definitely like a bucket list place for us.
Totally.
And yeah, we were pretty upset when we had to kind of change plans a little bit. Because we had even talked about driving down, stopping in Nashville, then getting
Yeah.
there and like just yeah, we wanted to do all the fun things. And we've heard so many amazing things about Austin itself as being such a gay friendly place.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it was definitely disappointing, but
It's okay.
it's fine. We'll get there at some point. Not for the wedding,
Yep.
but we'll get
Yep.
there.
You just got to roll with it.
Exactly. Ugh.
Okay. So your partner is an
Yeah.
artist. So what is it like being with someone who like whose work kind of takes her like everywhere? I'm sure it's very time consuming. So
Yes.
how's it like?
It is definitely interesting. There's nothing normal about our lives. But that goes both ways. Like her being an artist and me starting out as an influencer, doing, the management that I do. It like we are both completely remote. But yes, her job definitely takes us to some places that I probably never would have gone. Like South Africa, which is so beautiful. But yeah, we're constantly traveling. We're always either going to Toronto. We just went to Vancouver. We were out east, Canada, so we were in Halifax. We were in Prince Edward Island. We're just everywhere. It's definitely, yeah, time consuming is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It is exhausting just like constantly being on the go. We have our dog, so half the time he comes with us, half the time he stays at grandma's house. It's just we're constantly adjusting. And
Hmm.
that part I think is the hardest. Because it's you can never really feel settled anywhere.
Hmm.
Because the second you feel maybe a little settled, you're gone the next day or whatever. So it's a lot. But truly because our lives work so well together. I get to go with her often to places because I can just kind of work wherever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, other than that, like it is the only part that and I've openly struggled with. I tell her this often. I tell anybody that asks is the lack of privacy. Um,
Mhm.
given she is a known artist, if we're out in public, anytime we're like having, a serious conversation, that's usually when a fan comes up and is, fangirling or wants a picture. And we're like over here talking about relationship issues. And we're like,
You're like, can you go away?
like,
Thank you.
if you could just circle back in about 20 minutes, that's great. Thank you so much. Um,
So funny.
but yeah, I think that's the only other part that like is truly a struggle. Yeah, lack of privacy and a lot of people just lack of respect for our relationship. Um, people are wild these days.
Yeah, and that was literally my next question was, obviously your partner is a well-known artist, but you guys also post a lot about y'all's relationship on social media. So I'm sure you guys get a bunch of love, but also a bunch of
not
fucking
love.
weirdos and
Yeah.
being, yeah. So how do you guys cope with that? And I'm just being nosy. What is like the main hate comment? Or you can give me like the top two if you can't think of like just one
God. Um,
that you guys see.
I mean, I don't know if there's one that's like consistent. We get a lot of hate. It's usually from people who are just very religious. It's usually
Yep.
like a repent for your sins or of the sorts. I'm like,
Oh
okay.
my god.
Um, yeah, I think at one point there was somebody that had commented being like, I I'm so sorry, Jamie. Like, Victoria is not good for you. She is so disingenuous or something along those lines. And I was like, who are you? Like,
Yeah.
on a 5-second video of us doing a voiceover. I don't
Yeah, literally. You're like,
know.
are you here? Like, are you in our relationship? Like,
Yeah, like,
how do you know this? What's going on?
literally, it's so, I think being a creator, obviously you're opening up your life to criticism, to opinions. It's just, I think the part that's tough is people automatically assuming they know everything about your life.
Mm-hmm.
Most people keep some things to themselves, some people don't, which is totally fine. Um, but they're like, people just think they're entitled to know everything about you. They think they know the depths of every single part of your relationship, your life, your family, your problems, and they just feel like they can form an opinion like that, um, which is
Yeah.
just typically incorrect. And
Yeah.
you just got to get through it. But to answer your question, the best way to get through it for us is honestly just communication. Like, sometimes there will be comments that come up that I'm like, "Mm-mm, that one definitely stung a little." So it's just talking to each other and being like, okay, like, this made me feel a little insecure. And
Yeah.
just constantly
Yeah.
being like, we don't know these people. Like, it doesn't matter. They don't actually know anything about us. Like,
Yeah.
we love each other a lot. Everything is fine.
Yeah. I feel like that can be crazy. And because people out there are crazy, they can come up with the most insane rumors. Like, I feel like if,
Crazy.
like, yeah, like, I feel like what I would be most nervous about is like some random person being like, "Hey, I saw your partner like with this girl out and about." And then it's like,
Yeah,
"Oh shit," because you're like, "I trust my partner, but like what the fuck?" And then it makes you think and then what if there's more comments like that and it's like,
literally.
you know? Ugh.
Oh my god. Which, I mean, like, truly, like, Jamie and I are together 24/7. So I would be like, it's actually incorrect. That was just me. No makeup on, guys, just chill. Like, I get it. Um, but yeah, no, it's always interesting because, like, if people want to stir the pot, they can, and they will. And like,
Yeah.
it's so hard knowing what to believe, especially when it's your own partner, because of course, yeah, you want to trust them, you want to, your loyalty lies with them. But then some people say some offside shit, and you're like, what is true? What is real? Like,
Yeah, you're like, that is such a diabolical rumor that like, how can someone make up such a crazy thing? So then it makes you question, but then you're like, wait, but people are literally crazy, so this is just a rumor. You know, it's like,
exactly. But yeah, sometimes, like, there's like random details they throw in that you're like, that,
yeah,
how
you're
did
like,
you come up with that? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah. I don't know if you probably know who they are, the Ace family. Have you ever seen them?
Yes, I
Okay,
think
okay, yeah, they were just like
they're straight.
super. They're straight. Yes, they're
I know
straight.
who they're. Yep.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, and there was like a bunch of rumors coming out about his name's Austin. Austin like cheating on Catherine. When I was younger, I loved them. And then once I like started to like my frontal lobe started to like develop, I was like, Kinley, why are we watching these people? But I was like in it and it made me so sad because there was like all these people saying that like no, like Austin is cheating on Catherine, blah 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 blah. And it was like there was girls that would pop out with like what is it called?
Receipts.
With yes, receipts. And Catherine would just stay quiet, and then
Oh,
they ended up getting a divorce. And then I was like,
yeah.
and it was sad because I'm pretty sure it was like all true. And I don't know, it was just sad because it's like if they wouldn't have became famous, I mean, he probably still would have cheated, but it's like I couldn't even handle having my, because they were big, like they were super super
Yeah,
super
yeah.
big, and so I can't even imagine being under such a big spotlight and
It was,
people.
yeah. And people just get weird because, like that's where it's people aren't respecting the relationship. And like, of course, at the end of the day, your partner's um priority and loyalty is to you. So
Mhm.
if they give in to that, they were going to do it anyway.
Yep.
But it's crazy just to think that there's people out there that are like, "Oh, I'm still going to shoot my shot. Like I don't care. Like I don't care if they have a partner.
It's crazy.
You suck."
You suck and you're a loser.
Literally. Like
Yeah.
find a hobby. I don't know.
No, find a hobby for real. No, I'm right there with you, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, this is so random, but I wanted to ask if your relationship was a reality TV show, what would it be called?
I think truly it's just utter chaos. That is the best way that I could like that's it. Just
Utter chaos.
yeah.
Love it. So you have your own social media management talent agency company, right?
I sure
Okay.
do. I
Okay.
sure do.
Can you tell us like the backstory behind like that? Like what made you want to like start it and stuff?
So I've been a content creator for probably around 8 years now. And truly over the past few years, I've really just found a passion and a want to do the management side of the influencer industry. I've had so much experience with managers for my own content, and I've had some really great experiences. I've had some really not great experiences. And through that, I just felt like I was building a skill set of what I would want in a manager. And I wanted to bring that to creators that are on their way up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've spent the past few years trying to like apply and get in with agencies, but because my experience isn't traditional management experience, a lot of people just didn't really see the value. And I just had received enough no's that I was like, okay, well, honestly, there's nothing that will stop me from doing this because I believe that it's my dream job. I have a passion for it. Um, so I said, okay, I'll just do it myself.
Period.
Just catch me in a year and I'll be passing you guys. Like, no problem. Um, so yeah, I just decided to take the leap and open it myself. And within the first week, I have signed like 8 influencers on, which is amazing. Um,
Period.
yeah, it's obviously like scary putting yourself out there like that, and the only thing that can drive you is your passion and your motivation for the job. Like I don't have a salary to work off of. I'm really just
Yeah.
out here because I want to do it and I love it. So
Yeah. So,
mm.
do they like pay you monthly to manage them, or like how do you get paid?
So I take 20% of any brand deals that I touch. So with agencies, you're typically looking between 15 to 33% of what you're bringing in is going to the agency that you're signed with. Um, so I have just taken on independently influencers. Any brand deals I bring in for them, I just take 20% of whatever they make.
Oh, period. So they don't have to pay you monthly to manage them?
No, that would be crazy. I've heard a few people say that they've run into agencies where they want to be paid, and I'm like, that is crazy because,
Yeah.
like, if I'm not bringing you in any money, how are you going to pay me for that?
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, I get that.
ow, I just broke off my nail.
What? How?
Literally, I don't know what I did, but it just bent, and
Ugh,
it's like
I hate
in
that.
that time where it's just starting to lift, and then it's getting
Mhm.
like caught on everything. Um, but anyway, back to the back to the conversation. Yeah, I've heard of people saying that they're being asked to pay into an agency. It doesn't make sense. The whole point is that we're supposed to be negotiating brand deals for the creators. We're supposed to try and get them as much money as we possibly can from the brands, and doing outreach to hopefully bring in new opportunities. So if you're not doing that, then like, what are you paying me for? You know?
True. So do you help them like sorry, you probably just said this, but are you actively looking for brand deals for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I scroll LinkedIn more than I scroll TikTok and Instagram.
I mean,
Really,
period.
making contacts. I'm always networking.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for you. Um, and do you have like a minimum of like followers that people have to have, or is it just like you see potential in them and you're like, yeah,
I definitely go more based on potential. There are definitely some smaller creators that I'm like, okay, you are truly just one viral video away from kickstarting your career. Um, I find I look for consistency, people that are actually like posting all the time because they want to take it seriously. That is one of the biggest things.
yeah,
Um, yeah, followers doesn't matter as much, especially given so many companies now are looking for micro influencers because they have a lot more reach than the bigger influencers, which I know sounds a little backwards because if they have 20 million followers, they're obviously going to hit a certain amount of people. But with micro influencers, a lot of people look to them as a more reliable source for recommendations because they can relate to them a little bit more. So
yeah,
it really I just base it off the vibes. I'm like,
yeah,
you're cool. I like your content. You're consistent. You're constantly working. So it's just, yes, if I see the potential, then who cares how many followers you have?
period. I love that. Do you also help them like build their followers as well, or is it more just like brand deals, getting the money?
So it's a little bit of both. What I have done is I've actually created a group chat with my creators. And what I do is when I'm scrolling TikTok, if I see trends, I send it out as like a blast message of saying, this is something that's trending right now. If you feel like using it to your niche, it's likely that you will at least get some views for it, maybe a couple followers, whatever. Um, but obviously like hopping on trends is one of the biggest parts of growing your platform.
Yeah,
So that's kind of where I shift my focus on helping them grow is when I'm looking for trends, because I obviously am also looking for myself, I will just send it to everybody and say, saw this, it's an easy thing to do, use it if you
yeah,
want to, you don't have to, but it's there if you need like inspo, whatever. It just helps eliminate a couple steps there. But other than that, I try to just focus on the networking, and getting them like building relationships with brands for them.
yeah. Period. I love that. That's so cool. That is so cool.
It's definitely it's different.
It is. It is. It's a very unique job. I love it. Like you can't just go on like Indeed and like apply to be what you are, right? Like,
I mean, you can, but people
oh,
don't want to. Like, there's so many agencies now that are doing influencer management. It's this whole new area in the industry. Um, but yeah, I never went to school for anything like this, so
yeah.
I'm just going off of what I know, and so far so good. So I'm building the resume myself
Yep. Yeah.
without
Period.
the agency experience.
Yep. I love that. Okay, cool. All right. Next topic is just kind of like social media in general. You on social media. So,
Love it.
first question. When did you start on social media?
So I started in 2018. math. So it's been at 7 years-ish.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
I actually started out with doing photo shoots. So I was just posting photos from shoots that I was doing with photographers, and started just tagging brands that I was like wearing or was in the photo, whatever, trying to build relationships that way. And then I think 2019, before TikTok really started popping off, I actually was on TikTok, um, and was able to hit, I think it was like 250,000 followers before COVID actually officially hit in 2020. Um, so
So
it's
you
just,
were ahead of the game.
I was a little bit. I wish I had capitalized off it more.
Yeah.
Because like I saw the potential in the app, but also it was during that time where people were like, "Oh, TikTok is for kids," and I'm like, guys, I promise you, like, there's something going on here. You
Yeah.
just have to trust me. Um, and yeah, I wish I had just gone a little bit harder on it to get further ahead.
Mhm.
But yeah, I kind of had like a little bit of a non-linear start to the content creator career.
Yeah.
But
So when you first started, you were posting photo shoots, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And then when you got on TikTok, was that like were you also posting photo shoots and stuff, or was TikTok like a different route that you took?
it was definitely different. I was doing more of like the voiceovers and just like the cutesy little videos.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that because like you couldn't post pictures on TikTok back then. Now you can,
Yeah.
obviously. So it was definitely more just like personality, doing fun trends, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, God, it's reminiscing.
Yeah, I remember when TikTok first came out because it was right after. Was it right? Wait, am I tripping? Wait, what? There was an app that went like or what am I trying to say? Like got shut down or whatever, and then TikTok reappeared. Was it Vine that
It
got
was,
shut down?
yeah. So TikTok used to be Musically.
Musically.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vine was
And then
years before,
okay, that's what I thought.
which iconic.
Oh my god.
Loved Vine. I'm so sad that it ever went away.
I
Uh,
know.
but yeah, no, it used to be Musically, and those were like the, oh my god, wait, what's her name? Lauren Gray, where she was doing the like crazy like
Yeah.
transition things. I don't even know how to do it. That was, yeah,
Yep. Okay, so TikTok was when Musically shut down. Okay, yeah, because I remember something shut down,
yeah.
and then TikTok came, and I was like, I remember everyone was like, oh, like TikTok is just for kids and all that stuff, and then it took off, and I was like, you know what? The people that capitalized on it,
I know.
they're doing the damn thing, and they're making money off of it now, and like, there's
Oh
just
my,
I just wish I would have.
it's just like a sign of the times. Like truly, like I don't think anybody really knew how big TikTok would have become or what it is now.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
like I knew that it was likely going to get bigger, but I never expected it to be what it is because
This big. Yeah, like people this is like their career.
it's crazy.
It's a crazy and it's amazing. Like it's so amazing. And
Yeah,
whenever TikTok was like planning to be like shut down, I felt so bad for the people that like this was their income.
it truly. Well, I mean, that's the difference between Canada and US is in the US you guys have the creator fund, and you have TikTok Shop. So you guys have different avenues of income on the app, which is I'm so envious. Um, because yeah, people can make based off of views, which is
So you guys don't have the creators fund? So
I
wait, how do you make money off of TikTok then?
brand deals. It's
Oh.
a lot more like spread out. It's definitely harder as a Canadian to build a career, like a stable career off of TikTok. Which is why I am trying to lean people more back into YouTube
Mhm.
because we have monetization on that here for sure. Um, but yeah, no, we don't have the creator fund here, which is so sad.
That's so unfortunate. So like you can get like a ton of views and like not make money off of it.
Not a single cent.
Well, it's unfortunate, but it's also like you get those views and brands will see that you're getting views, so you'll get brand deals. So it's like, I mean, it still sucks, but at
Yeah,
least like those videos aren't going to waste.
100%. And like I think at that point it also just shows like the content is like for passion. It's because
Yeah,
you actually just want to make content. Um
totally.
not just because you're trying to make money, which like if I was in the US, I would be posting every day. I would be trying to get that money. Like don't don't get it twisted. Um but it definitely here you have to like actually want to do it because you want to see the long term investment like ROI basically of
Yeah.
like posting the content, like building the connections with brands and getting those brand deals. Um so yeah, it's definitely different here.
Yeah. Damn.
I am
That's
so
crazy.
jealous.
I wonder why they do that. I wonder why they don't let you guys do the creators fund. Is there like a reason?
I don't know if it's like an economic thing. I don't know if it has to do with like the amount of money like each country. I don't.
You're like, girl, I don't know.
I would if I had an answer for you, I would certainly be going to somebody and complaining.
I get you. I get you. Well, damn. That's crazy. That's unfortunate.
I know it's tough.
That is tough.
But yeah.
Okay, so what was the aha moment when you realized like, oh, I'm making brand deals, like, or I'm making brand. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm getting brand deals, like I can actually make money off of this.
Honestly, so again, it wasn't like a linear. I wouldn't even like I don't know if I would have had like an aha moment. But right before COVID had hit and I had hit the 250,000 on TikTok, I was reached out to by my first agency saying, "Hey, we love your content. We're opening up this new influencer division at our agency and we would love to chat with you about signing you." So I had just like gotten more information and that was my introduction into the agency experience. And I think it was during that time that I was like, oh, like this can definitely be something because they were the ones doing that. They were doing my job now of doing the outreach and making those connections with brands. Um, I think probably my first brand deal I had done it was Veet, like the shaving waxing company, hilarious. I think that they had sent over an offer and it was I mean, I apologize to throw numbers. I think it was like 4 videos and I was getting paid $4,000. And I was like, "Dang. Okay. Like that
Yeah.
is pretty crazy." Like, uh, yeah, I'll do that.
You're like, am I like this cool?
I was like, "Oh my god, wait, I can actually do that?" Um, I think probably yeah, during that process of, like, getting the recognition of, like, what I was doing and then to get the first brand deal from them of being, like, a decent amount of money, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep doing this for sure."
Oh my God. I would have freaked out. That's amazing. I feel like that's pretty good though, right? $1,000 a video?
Is great, and then I think it was, like, a year or 2 later when I was actually out on my own, I had revisited with them and was able to get the same amount for 1 video, and I was like
You said period.
I'm like, "Growth."
Growth. That's so funny. Well, that's amazing. Girl, I'm trying to be like you.
Ugh, but it's hard. It is so hard, and,
Yeah.
like, again, with it being Canadian, like, they just come it's like every once in a while those ones come up, you know? So you just gotta put in so much work to get the return. So, you gotta
Girl,
look
I get
a
you.
lot.
Well, that's crazy. I'm in shock. That's crazy.
The the amount of money in this industry is wild.
It is. It really is. I think about
Mm,
that all the time. I'm like, these people are making like, and again, they probably have a lot of followers. So, like, of course, they're going to get paid a lot to post whatever. But, like, there's these short ass videos. And I'm like, I bet these people have made so much money off of this.
yeah. Like,
And I'm like, go them.
I've heard of managers sending over quotes for like $50,000 a post. And I'm like, oh.
Like, that has to be like, what, the Kardashians or something?
No, I'm pretty sure, like, I actually think probably Alex Earl has far surpassed that at this
That
point.
is
It's crazy.
that's insane. That's insane.
That's like somebody's in like yearly income.
Yeah, 100%. And Homegirl's making it off of like a 30-second video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for
Her
her.
product she probably does not give two shits about.
She doesn't. She's just like 50 grand. Yeah, I'll talk about
I,
this.
I would do it too.
Me too. If it was something like, yep.
I mean, obviously, like within reason. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go crazy, but yeah.
No, yeah, totally. If it was like some fucking like hemorrhoid cream, I'd be like, let's do this.
Like, you know what? Sure. I could definitely figure it out.
Like I will do this.
Yeah.
I will do this.
I will, you know what? At that rate, I'll show it to you.
We can go live. Let's
Yeah.
go live on TikTok and show everyone
Yeah.
what.
What this does. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. No, but for 50K, I might do a lot of things. Let's be honest. What message do you want your followers to take from your content?
Honestly, I would say just doing what makes you happy. Like every single day, like do what you do to make you happy and be who you want to be with because it makes you happy. You know, it just being comfortable with yourself will get you to where you need to be the best version of yourself. And I think that's
Yeah.
it. Because yeah, life is too short, and
Life is too
just
short.
be who you are, be confident, and do everything because it makes you happy. Like I think that's the best that I can do because I don't know.
You're like, I just want people to see my page and feel happy.
Yeah, please feel happy. Please do not bring no negative vibes over here. Um, but yeah, I feel like we try to portray like real relationships, but truly just like showing how much love we have for each other and how happy we are. And through all of the hate and the backlash that we get and whatever, like at the end of the day, we're choosing each other and like we just do it for us and it makes us happy. Like that's it.
Hey, that's a good answer. It's a good answer. I love it. And that's exactly what you guys portray. So,
Thank God.
yeah,
Really,
period.
oh my God.
Oh my god. Okay, so I wanted to talk about your cute little hobbies that you have or you had or maybe you still have. I don't know. Let's talk about it. So, you said you used to be really big into sewing. You would make like clothes for your partner and she would like wear them when she was like performing and stuff like that. She went on tour with them. What made you want to start sewing? And do you still do it? Or if not, do you plan on doing it?
Start again. Yes, I learned how to sew when I was a child, with my mother. And during COVID, I had started sewing again because I was bored. And I started reworking clothes that I had because there was literally nothing else to do.
Wait, did you say, so sorry, did you say because you were bored or you were poor?
Because I was bored.
Okay, period.
Probably poor too. Who knows? At that point, it's possible. Um,
Okay.
yeah, no, just because I was bored. So I started reworking clothes. And then I took a step back from it because, you know, life started picking back up. And I had told Jamie that I knew how to sew. And she was like, okay, we're going to definitely be using that.
Oh, that's sweet.
So yeah, I've made a lot of her clothes. I used to actually get contracted through her label to make the clothes for music videos. She was doing a lot of live videos. I was doing a lot of her tour stuff. So when we went to South Africa last year, I had made a bunch of matching sets for her. Um But yeah, I had opened up a little business called Alter Ego for a while. I don't do it really anymore just because life has just gotten so busy. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I was reworking vintage kids' bed sheets. I was like finding the oldest sheets that I could possibly source, and turning them into puffer bags, puffer jackets. I'll pull up a picture. Um,
Yeah.
but it was so fun. It was just a really fun creative outlet that I had. Um,
Yeah, I love that. That is so cool.
it was different. I was able to actually gift quite a few jackets to some really random people. Armani White, I don't know if you know who that is. He sings Billie Eilish.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so I was able to send him a jacket at one point because we had crossed paths at a festival. Um, okay, he's gonna kill me that I showed you that, but it's on the internet. So this is Nick.
I
Um,
love it. That's what you
I
made?
made this jacket.
Okay, wait, can you hold on. You follow my podcast account.
I
Can you
do.
send that to me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Um, oh god, here we go. But yeah, no, it was just like it was fun.
How long does it take you to make something like that?
The jacket's long. I would say collectively probably 12 to 15 hours, depending on like the size of the jacket.
Oh,
What
I was
the
thinking like months.
oh, you know what? It takes me about 3 seconds. Yeah, no, I mean, I guess like in my head, I'm like, it's not like a 30-minute sit down, like get it done kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, so it's definitely longer in my head.
I just saw that and you have the zipper on it and like there's obviously like puffing in there, right? Like there's
Yeah,
like
it's
so in my brain, but of course my ass, like I don't know how to do that. So I'm thinking like this has to take her like at least a couple weeks. But you know what?
I mean,
Period.
like the thing is it could take that long because it's over the course of time.
Yeah.
If I were to sit down and just be like, I have to get this done today, I could probably get it done within the day. I would probably not have any sanity left by the end of it. Um, but it would be done.
It would be done.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
that's really fucking cool. Do you have any other pictures?
so these were like some of the bags that I had made. They were like cute little puffer bags. Oh, this is a Formula One jacket that I
Girl, you have to start doing this again. I'm like, you have to.
just
It's
quit your business
amazing.
and just start doing those again.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so fun. And like I was making these little like mini puffer, so they were like so small. It was so cute. I had hit a Disney early market at one point. I was shipping all of my products to California.
I
Um,
love that.
everybody that was going to Disneyland or Disney World, I don't know which one of the two. Um, who knows? Uh, everybody was wearing the bags at Disney, and it was so fun. But then I started running into people being like, "Is that legal?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Oh, yeah.
I was like, "You know what? Maybe I'm just gonna stop."
You're like, maybe I should stop right now before I'm
Yeah,
in jail.
before I get a lawsuit from Disney themselves.
Oh my god, yeah. How would you go about that though? Like,
I
do you
don't
have to
know.
literally contact Disney and be like, "Hey, am I allowed to use this?" Or like,
Well, I don't know. There's a loophole with it where it was
yeah,
like I wasn't selling a printed fabric,
yeah,
as that I was reworking an already existing
yeah,
product into something else. But I also like I'm a very non-confrontational person. So when somebody was like, I don't know if that's legal, I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm just gonna stop. I'm just never gonna do it again. Ever. Thank you so much.
like I'm just never gonna touch a sewing machine ever again.
Yeah.
Thank you so very
You know what,
much.
I'm selling it. It's on.
That is so funny. That's girl. Well, let's figure out this loophole so you can get back into doing it.
It is really fun. I feel like it's one of those things that I would love to keep as a hobby that I can use for like gifts or
Yeah,
just making things for people that I love for birthdays, Christmas, whatever. Because it's just obviously a more personal thing, but
yeah.
then there's no exchange of money. I'm not gonna get in any legal trouble. That's fair.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Was it just some random person that mentioned it, or was it someone you
Yeah.
knew?
But I was like, this person was consistently messaging me being like, this is not legal. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's fine, but
But now I'm in
now
my
you've
head
said
about
it
it.
7 times, so I'm gonna
It's so funny. It's so sad though, but I can totally, it's fun. I don't even know you, but I can totally see you being like, all right, the seventh
you know,
time, maybe I should stop.
you got me. You're right.
That's so funny. Maybe it was just someone trying to look out for you though, you know? But that's so funny.
Her
Okay,
messages
well,
were certainly not given like I don't they were she was certainly not kind with her messages.
oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's find the loophole so you can get back into it because you're freaking talented. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Fun. Was.
Okay, cool. So, okay, now we're at the end.
Okay.
God, I feel like this episode has been all over the place, but of course, the editing is going to make it sound
Yeah.
beautiful. Of course, maybe I'll leave in some funny little mishaps, you know, but it
100%.
is what it is. Um, okay, so now it's time to do the hot takes. Okay. Are you ready? Do you want to do yours first?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so my hot take is that we are not entitled for the world to coddle our trauma.
Ooh. Ooh. I like this one. I think I agree.
It's it's I mean, it is certainly a hot take. We've talked about it so much, and a lot of people really don't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we can't go through life assuming that everybody's going to put us in a bubble and avoid anything that could possibly be triggering.
Yeah.
Um,
Because, and like, yeah, like this is very controversial. So it's like I am also trying to figure out how to like word these
it's
things.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard.
But it's like what people went through is what they went through.
Yeah.
So like there's no minimizing it. We see your trauma,
Mhm.
but it's also like it is your job to try to
Work through it. And
figure out how to live through your trauma,
yeah,
you know? And
it's not the responsibility of the other person to figure that out for me.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously within reason, like there's definitely certain traumas that I'm like, yes,
100%.
that's
Yeah.
but the perfect example that we give is if we had a family member pass away from a heart attack and somebody at the dinner table was like, "Oh, I'm so full. Oh my god, I feel like I could have a heart attack." And the person gets upset being like, "Well, I lost my parent or my uncle to that." It's like, "Okay, yes. I'm yes, I'm really sorry. It was not that serious." However,
Girl, I know what I get it. And everyone that's listening understands it as well.
I hope.
Yes, no, we hear like things like that where it's like it's a norm to
Yeah.
say those things or
Yeah.
like I I remember one time I was talking to my family
Mhm.
and I said that person is crazy or I said something like that and someone I knew like got so upset and they were like so and so in my life has like schizophrenia and they're considered crazy, so are you trying to, and I'm like, oh my god, no, I oh my god. And like it makes me aware, like
Mhm.
I appreciate those times because people should be more aware of people's triggers, like of
Listen.
course, but it's also like there doesn't need to be walking on eggshells. Of course, if you're being just like a fucking asshole and disrespectful
Yeah,
or you're doing something that's horrible or like yeah,
different. Like,
like what you said, it's like
no,
there's some things
keep
that
yourself in check.
yeah, but then there's some things where it's like you just have to let that go.
Yeah.
Like it's a trigger for you and I'm so sorry that you had to go through something that turned into being a trigger, but the word heart attack is going to be brought up.
Yeah.
Like if you go to the movie theaters, probably like you know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's just yeah, it's tough because if everybody was accommodating to every single trigger of every person around them, nobody would ever talk
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, 100%.
In a society where therapy is so normalized.
Mhm.
Let's go and talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
That you don't, because like honestly, at the end of the day, it's for it's for you, it's for yourself, that you can live in situations where you don't have to feel anxious, angry, upset at people because they had mentioned one thing that was like upsetting to you. And again, of course, like within reason, if there's like serious trauma, like yes,
Mhm.
of course, that's hard. But small stuff like that, I'm like,
Yeah. You're like, "I am so sorry. I didn't mean to
yeah.
offend you. I will now go to my room and cry."
I'll just exit. I'll go.
Yeah. I guess I'm just such a shitty person.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I will, yep, I'll remove myself. Thank
No, literally,
you.
I get that. I love that hot take. I love it. And it's like, it's a hot take.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people probably won't make it on.
Okay, so my hot take is not everyone wants to have a big, memorable coming out story, and that should be fine. Um, I think visibility is not a requirement for authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my partner, for example, she never had like came out. I mean, well, not she came out, but she never like had like this crazy coming out story where she was like, "Hey mom, I'm gay," or "Hey dad." She just popped out with me, you know? And it's like
I love
that's
I love that. You're like, hi, I'm here.
hi, I'm here
Yeah.
and your daughter's gay. So, no, but it's because sometimes people don't really number one, they may not feel safe. Like they may not feel like if,
Mm,
you know, if they were to come out to their family or whoever, they may feel like they would be scrutinized. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
so there's so many different like reasons why some people don't want to do it. Some people are just like it's stupid. Like I'm gay and who cares? Like why do I have to come out? You know what I mean? And so I get it. Like you people don't have to have this crazy coming out story to like be gay. Like you can be gay and just be chilling with your girlfriend.
Literally. Well, and I think that, and like maybe this is a hot take on your hot take, but like part of normalizing the queer community is just by living and
Yeah,
just not making it as like a big thing, just existing and
100%.
being like, yeah, okay, like it
But I
doesn't.
also it's like I also understand that the people that want to have a big coming out like story or like they want to like make it known is because
Mhm.
obviously like us queer people, we have had to fight and we are continuing to fight to be where we are now, to have our rights, to be
Mhm.
able to like, you know, and so I respect the
Yeah,
people that want to have a big one, but then I also think people should like be okay with others not having this crazy coming out
100%.
post or having, you know what I mean?
Yes, 100%. Like
I
it's, I feel like it's a to each their own. Like if you want
100%.
that, great. If you don't want it, great.
Yeah.
Just live your life.
Just live your life and just stay in your own lane and who cares?
That part.
That part. All right, guys. That is the end of this episode. Victoria, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for dealing with all of the crazy topics, the freaking technology. Guys, we don't know what happened, but there was just some crazy things that happened throughout. But we got it figured out very quickly.
We
So that's the
did.
beauty of it, and editing's amazing.
It Editing makes everything okay in the world. But thank you so much for having me on. It was so fun. I'm sad it's over.
I know. I feel like I could have asked you so many more questions, but of course, like we are at our limit, and I try not to keep my people for too long because I could talk forever.
Me too. It's okay. Look at
Okay. Do you want to drop your socials so people can figure out where you're at?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god. Good luck spelling my last name. It's at Victoria Sabovitch, literally on every platform. That's it.
Sabovitch, SABOV.
OVITCH.
Period. Definitely go check out her Instagram, her TikTok, all of the stuff. Show her love. And for my listeners, I post every Wednesday I have some cool people coming on, so definitely stay tuned. And yeah, guys, all right, bye.
Bye.